everybody, today I've decided to make a video about innovative disruption with a few examples, and there are many exciting things that are happening at the moment, but we need to prepare ourselves. Disruption is coming, and I'm talking massive disruption. And if you choose to ignore it, it will make you broke. So let's take an example. We all know or feel that artificial intelligence is going to permeate every sector, every industry and every company. And all the sectors and companies who are not embracing it will be losing out competitively. I leave it to you to think what that leads to eventually. As innovation is coming, and in some countries such as China has already developed quite a lot, US also, it's literally around the corner. Let's take the example of auto manufacturer. So far, electric cars have been behind, in particular due to the cost of the batteries. But as demand increases and therefore production, forecasting costs decline as a function of cumulative production. That's the logic. That's actually an economic law. Concretely, that could mean that by the end of the decade, we will be fully electric, and the companies who have not followed the trend will be bankrupt. Is that an exaggeration? I don't know, but let's take the hypothesis a notch further. I have a 4-year-old nephew. He's completely crazy, they are generally at this age. Cars and fireman trucks and whatnot. And he can't wait but drive them. And I hate to break the news to him, but actually he might never have to drive them, as by the time he will be in driving age, it is my guess that we will be fully automated. And as a consequence, a lot of things with this turnaround will disappear. So if we are fully automated, it means that there will be no more driving schools, no more traffic wardens, and think what is gonna happen to the crude oil. As things are moving very, very fast, that could mean that investments that were considered safe before might not be anymore. I'm thinking of a great part of the companies in the S&P 500 are at risk of this creative disruption. In particular, those who have favored years on and on to pay good dividends to their shareholders instead of investing. And the question then that you need to ask yourself, is the company I am holding a share of has embraced innovation? Creative disruption has also changed our relation to information and to the world around us, of course. And lack of awareness will make you unhealthy, powerless, and dependent. Once upon a time, there were only a few established media supports, newspaper and TV channel, which were more or less reflecting one stream and current of thought. Of course, general opinion could differ according to the countries and governments in place, but we could agree that there was a general consensus in the way information was delivered and presented, and not too many questions asked. Internet, of course, has promoted independent media, and we can access data and information from everywhere. And in theory, there should be enough space for all opinion to express. But there is always, you see, this need to control information, and has, over the last 20 years, power gone from government to big corporation. So has the need to control public information, and I put a link to a video I did on the matter. The truth is that the inaccuracy and bias of media has always existed. But before they derived from what was regarded as reliable sources, whether that was actually true or not. Nowadays, as I said, information is everywhere. And yes, there are fake news and false information, but they can come from mainstream or not mainstream. And the truth is, we are invited to challenge everything presented to us, whatever the source. We need to process information with a critical mind, otherwise we will depend from other people's opinion, which might not correspond to who we are, to our life or our situation. There is no, and I'm sorry to say that, reassuring official version we can safely rely on if that has ever existed. Now we have to take responsibility for what we believe and why. Independent news, independent finance, aka decentralized finance, in other words, cryptocurrency. I'm not going to dive in it because I could talk hours on the subject, and it's not the purpose of this video. It is a massive shift in paradigm. They are everywhere the creation of brand new ecosystems, which also creates a lot of fear. So my point is, as with any disruption, some people will be losing controls and interests are shifting from one area to the other. Please understand that when you become interested in new areas, many people will discourage you and project their fear onto you. Yes, they're probably fearful, but they also might be too lazy to discover this new area because it requires work. If you want to know crypto, you'll have to dive into it a little bit. But please, do not be stopped by what the naysayers are saying. Do your own work, listen to both sides, and make your choices. Judge on facts always, not on words. Do not blame them or be angry of the stumble blocks they might be putting, as it will only feed their energy actually. So observe without reacting, but smarten up people and don't let it in. No one owns you unless you leave the responsibility of your life to others. I hope you liked the video. Please put a comment on the description below if you are trying to embrace this innovation and you are actually meeting some negative comments from your family and friends, and let me know what you like in this creative disruption which is coming up. Bye.